Hey there, everybody. This is Cholera, and I'm with Classart, and we're doing a dual commentary on possibly the most awesome matchup of all time. This is what I've been waiting for years. Tossgirl versus the Mantoss. Absolutely right. In fact, they've actually played each other in the past, but I know this video starts off with a pause here. Basically, the referee is pausing because I think one of the other referees died of a heart attack of excitement. I need to just replace him because of how awesome this is going to be. Man, I cannot express this. This is, by the way, the Heritage Tournament, Tossgirl versus the Mantoss, the two hottest pro gamers out there. For those of you who like girls, you got Tossgirl. For those of you who like guys, there is the Mantoss himself about to go one-on-one with Tossgirl. And Tossgirl has actually, just done an interview recently on a site that I was reading. It's KoreanProSC.com. Very nice interview posted up there, where she talks about how she's been practicing a lot every day to get ready for Reach and his enormous StarCraft playing ability. What do you think about that, Classart?
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly she's been practicing for. I think she deserves a lot of respect as a gamer. I know she's been getting a lot of flack. A lot of people have been talking. I mean, Diggity himself said that this tournament comprised of 9 awesome StarCraft players and Tossgirl.
Well, yeah,
and
that's
there've
true,
been other players who've been there've been other players who've been saying that July should have taken her place. Well, for July specifically, we got Reach starting up here at the 3 o'clock position. Sorry, Tossgirl starting up at 3 o'clock in teal and Reach in red at the 12 o'clock position. So this is actually identical starting positions to Reach versus Boxer, if you remember, Cholera. But yeah, I mean,
right.
Tossgirl, it must be said, it must be remembered, at one point was talked about as having 400 AS per minute. Sorry, I meant APM. And she did beat Yellow when he was at the top of his game. She did beat Low, exactly.
No, not when he was top of his game.
But
what are you talking about?
well, he was doing well at the
10 years
time. He was
afterwards.
doing well at the time, and she beat him 2-0. So it was an accomplishment. Even though he took his revenge last week by just completely destroying her. I think he beat her just with drones alone. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Mantoss only produced a single Zealot in this entire game and used it to deconstruct her entire base. And she's going to need all that 12 to 14 hours of practice she's been putting in to fend off that one Zealot, I feel. But Reach, Caller, I want to ask you, if she went up to Reach before the game and said to him, be gentle, do you think that Reach is chivalrous enough of a man enough to be that way?
Well, she would have to specify whether it was during the game or afterward, because she would have to specify that first, and then secondly, I think Reach is Reach just knows what to do with women, both in the game and perhaps outside too. The thing is, actually, it's very interesting. In that interview, it also says that Tossgirl and Reach played on some invitational years ago, which I didn't watch. I know they have played, and Reach basically pwned her in a series. I don't know how many games it was, but anyway, they were promising a good series, and they actually had a plan to like give Tossgirl a chance. Like basically, Reach probably told her, "I'm gonna do this," but then Reach said, "Oh, I forgot, and I just went shuttles." And she was like, "He went shuttles, man. It wasn't fair." And obviously, she can't handle that. I mean, Reach didn't say he wouldn't go shuttles. He just said like, "Oh, I'll go easy on you." But then the Mantoss decided, he would actually. Well, maybe he was going easy on her, but like just manned her up anyway. Anyway, we've got scouting coming from both sides, so I think Tossgirl is gonna want some. Gonna have a bone to pick here against Reach. And now Reach is going to get past the SCV from Tossgirl. Tossgirl is not a Protoss player, for those of you who don't know. She is a girl, though, and she also practiced, certainly, taking pictures of herself in a miniskirt. I'll put that link up in the video profile. But enough about her being a girl. I mean, I know, we make a big deal about it, but so does Korea. I mean, obviously, why is she invited? She is an attractive, good playing StarCraft player. She is the best girl out there, by the way. That has been proven over time, so I mean, it's not just because she's good looking. She's also a very good StarCraft player.
Yeah, Mrs. Clausart, by the way, says we're misogynistic pigs, and Tossgirl's gonna own Reach big time. So, haha, Mrs. Clausart. I'll be dealing with you later.
It could happen.
After Reach manhandles Tossgirl, I'll be manhandling Mrs. Clausart. But anyway, Reach is not able to get that scout in because Tossgirl has blocked her ramp with a couple of supply depots and her racks. And actually, I think she took her gas. She's only got, looks like, 1 SCV on the gas. So she's building her factory, but I think she might potentially be looking to fast expand or something here after that factory. Yeah. Reach, she has gotten a scout in Reach's base, Reach, and she's still got that SCV. They're just about dying now. Reach, on the other hand, hasn't gotten a scout in yet. So At least she's been able to prevent him from doing that. Reach's cybernetics core spinning away as well. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Reach decides to go for a shuttle again here against her.
Yeah.
It looks like he's definitely going that way, and it'll be interesting to see if he does, how she deals with that.
Yeah, I have a name for that build. It's called the Man-Dog build. That's right. Usually it's called the Bulldog. Basically, Reach waits for the Terran to fast expand, and then WTF BBQ pwns the Terran with a combination of dropped Zealots and mass Dragoons in front. No Reavers. That is the Man-Dog build, and we'll see if he decides to do that here against Tossgirl. He's bringing up a Dragoon. Nice work picking off a Marine there. And now he actually has a little bit of time to attack his supply depot and force some repairing to go on, maybe even pick off another SCV. We'll have to see if that happens. Looks like Tossgirl's got 3 SCVs repairing. She's going for a very standard opening here, so it does show me that she has some confidence in her standard game. She's not going to just try to cheese Reach out of this, which I think is also a very smart move considering how her attempt at cheese went in the first game against NC Yellow. I think Reach would definitely is probably definitely going to play a safe opening. He is actually going for a very safe opening. It's not going to be the most economically friendly, but he's gone for a two-gate robotics facility, and we'll see if this is for the Bulldog or if it's for a straight-up Reaver drop. Both are possibilities right now, or if it's for a fast expand.
Yeah, Tossgirl meanwhile has now put another SCV out, Reach with a couple of Dragoons, and actually SCV is going to sneak by. Reach now running up to try and get within range of that siege tank. He's got the Zealot at the supply depots. The Dragoons are within range of the siege tank. The siege tank is going to go down. He kills the siege tank. Tossgirl loses her first siege tank. She's got a second siege tank out though to deflect away Reach's attack, and is still persisting with floating her command center over, take her natural. But I don't think that a Terran player would be happy about that. She's going to just put that siege tank now where the first one was, as she floats that command center over. Meanwhile, Reach blocking the SCV from getting up the ramp into his base and deflecting that scouting opportunity. He's actually put the observatory down before his robotic support bay, and I'm a little bit surprised at the timing of that. I would have thought he would have wanted to get that harass going in ASAP, but I guess Reach doesn't exactly know what her build is because she did successfully prevent him from scouting it, although he should have been able to tell from the timing of the well, actually he wouldn't really have been able to be honest, to know for sure that she had whether she'd gone for that fast smash or not, although he knows now that he's seen what she's been up to, so it'll be interesting how he responds. Looks like he's getting ready to take his natural expo, but yeah, first blood to Reach, taking that siege tank down.
Yeah, it's pretty small. There's Reach's shuttle, though, which obviously Tossgirl cannot handle. Just one shuttle there. And you know, the thing is, I actually don't think this is an amazing build. Oh, look at Reach. He's actually going for a scout here, but also revealing his hand. I think Reach is going for a slightly slower build than usual, but Reach gets in with 2 Zealots. Suicide move there with the shuttle, but he does get in with 2 Zealots. I don't know if this is going to work out, though. She has way too much in front. What is Reach doing? Is he going to give his game away to her? It looks like he's actually going to get 2 siege tanks here, but these 4 Dragoons got to be badly damaged at this point. And it looks like the attack, well, it got maybe 3 tanks, but at a pretty significant cost there to the Mantoss. I don't know if this was maybe a wink at her for using shuttles, but that was an interesting drop. I mean, I know he was trying to go for the Man-Dog, like I said, but this dog didn't really bite, I guess, or bark, whatever the saying is, and Reach loses his last unit. So Reach, I'd say, might be behind here at this point. He's got to have to do some catching up here.
Yeah, I think in that case his bark was as poor as his bite. Or his bite was as poor as his bark, which was a whimper. And now she's seen with that eBay that Reach has got his Reaver out but no shuttle, and Reach a little bit cavalier there. Now Tossgirl putting the starport down as well and putting some additional turrets down, and Reach really, considering the fact that she fast expanded, he really needed to do some damage to her economy with his initial Reaver harass. But now his Reaver harass is just going to be incredibly delayed. He's now finally got another shuttle out, but it looks like he's actually picking up a probe to go and perhaps take an island expo or something, or maybe he's going to use that as a bomb of some kind. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like he's going to take that island expo at the 1 o'clock position, 1 o'clock island expo between the 2 bases. And Tossgirl, remember, has got that starport out. I wouldn't be surprised if once she gets her Wraith out, she might just float over it and scout it. Meanwhile, Tossgirl starting up her second factory. But yeah, Reach has given her a little bit more time than he should have. Meanwhile, Tossgirl just trying to check out that 11 o'clock position, Reach with the Dragoon position there. And this does have vague reminiscing of the game with Boxer, except I don't think Boxer went for a starport this early.
I think, yeah, definitely. I mean, Reach actually might be even further behind because last time both expanded basically using standard FE builds, but this time Reach went for a failed 2-gate Reaver drop, which I said I don't really love, but that's what he went. He's gonna fail again here with the shuttle. Man, it's almost looking like he's doing it on purpose to make it more interesting. I'm not gonna obviously put that motivation up yet, you know, until he wins at the end spectacularly. But he is right now, though, whatever the reason is, playing a little bit poorly with his shuttle micro here. It could be just to make an interesting game, though, honestly, because they have, I mean, in the past, made agreements to do that, and certainly that's a possibility. Maybe Reach is going to be like, I'm going to lose some shuttles this time, and then still win the game. I don't know, though, but he is playing a dangerous game here, and Tossgirl, like I said, she definitely is still a pro gamer, even if she is not the best of pro gamers. Looks like she's going to have a relatively small number of factory units, only now getting vultures, but she has dropships. That is going to possibly make a big difference here, and if she goes to the upper right, we're going to see what Reach can do. I'm not sure if it's a lot, especially if she gets a Wraith or something up to prevent the shuttles from reinforcing.
Yeah, Tossgirl now coming in with a drop with her shuttle in. She's going straight for Reach's main. Drops a siege tank and a couple of vultures. Reach loses a couple of probes before he pulls the rest back. His dragoons are now rushing back, but Tossgirl is putting some spider mines in the way as well. And I don't think Reach has an observer out, so Reach is going to struggle to get within range of the siege tank. Reach is going to be forced to absorb a couple of spider mine hits, and that's going to damage his goons. Tossgirl picks up the siege tank, she loses the vultures, and that dropship almost gets taken down. And now the dropship, oh my god! The dropship is standing over the expo, and it's getting hit, and oh, it survives. It survives with one more hit left from the Dragoon. It survives, and she drops a siege tank, but she's seen that expo now as well at the 1 o'clock position, and she's got dropships. Reach, meanwhile, again with the Cybernetic score spinning away, but I think she killed about 4 or 5 probes there. So, you know, I've got to be the counterweight here, Cholera. And Tossgirl looks like she's going for another drop this time at the 1 o'clock, but I will be the counterweight later on, but Reach now in trouble. He's got a Reaver though, and he has got a shuttle, and Tossgirl doesn't have much anti-air except for those few Marines. But unfortunately for Reach, his shuttle is badly damaged. He's going to struggle to hold this Nexus here.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, this is not looking that good for Reach. I'm not saying he's definitely doing this on purpose, although there might be other ulterior motives to letting her win one of these. But right now, she is definitely winning, or on the winning side, and Reach is in big trouble. He could lose his third base here that he's put up hastily, and that would be horrendous for him. Wow, he is going to lose it here. This is just terrible. And, you know, obviously we have to give credit for Tossgirl for evidently doing some practice in her TVP game, which is certainly looking, you know, better than her usual games. Right now we're seeing Reach barely manage to hold it off. That was a close one. He almost lost it. I think if Tossgirl had micro better, she might have been able to pick off that Nexus. But looks like she's still got a forward position here and still denying all mining. I think she's actually killed all the probes. In fact, going in for more harassment here. This is going to be tough for Reach.
Yeah, Tossgirl with another drop. She's continuing to persist. I thought she would have pulled away, but Reach with just the one surviving Reaver left. He doesn't seem to have a lot of units to defend. He's focusing, and he manages, I think. And Tossgirl now microing well. She's picking up the siege tank with the shuttle to absorb the Reaver shots, and it looks like this Nexus is actually finally going to go down. So Tossgirl's persistence with her aggression actually going to pay off, and this is going to be a massive advantage for her in her economy if she can actually take this Nexus down. And the Nexus is dead. The Nexus goes down. The Reaver manages to finish off the siege tank, but that really, and I think unfortunately Reach's poor shuttle micro really, and Reach, I can tell you, Colorado, looking at his face right there, whatever he intended at the start of the game, he did not intend this. I can pretty much guarantee that. She's now got a shuttle over, and she's floating a command center to take that Vanquish Nexus's place, rubbing salt into Reach's already gaping wounds.
Well, I mean, it is certainly I'd say that's definitely the correct position to put it. She's got a lot of defenses there, a lot of mines. It's going to stay up, and Reach is in big trouble, like you said. Looks like Reach has gone for carriers. Oh man, he's going to go for a fleet beacon, going to try to change his fortunes around with kind of a desperate switch here, and it's going to be off a weak economy. This is once again going to have to this is definitely going to be one of those things, whether she scouts her or not, is going to be essential. If she doesn't scout this, Reach could certainly make a quick comeback. If she does, though, it's going to be really hard for Reach to do anything with his force, because, I mean, Tossgirl's bases are relatively close together. The upper right is easily defendable with dropped Goliaths, and she might actually be getting Charon boosters right now, which would be pretty bad. We saw the machine shop spinning, and that certainly is not looking good for Reach. Reach, oh man, looks like he's going to come close to losing a shuttle there. Very interesting micro between a Wraith, a shuttle, and a Dragoon, but it's really not going to matter that much. Reach trying to move forward here with Reavers. I don't think he's going to be able to do it, though, with just one shuttle and a couple of units.
Yeah, he manages to kill the Wraith, though. I think Reach is just trying to keep her busy while he ramps up those carriers and try and keep her distracted. And looking at her first-person view mode, she has not seen the carriers, I don't think. She has done a scan, but I think the comsat No, I don't think so. The comm set was on the main. I don't think the
I know
comm
it's
set's
not
on
on
the
the
natural.
carriers. Not on the carriers.
Yeah, she hasn't. So she doesn't. She's not aware of the carriers,
Nope.
even though she's built that armory and she's got. And yeah, you can see clearly she hasn't seen the carriers yet. With the vultures now floating around and Reach just preventing her from getting those vultures in there. She's just trying to do a little bit of harass. So Reach might be able to pull this off with the carriers. He might be able to use them as a big surprise and overwhelm her before she can get those Goliaths up. Because really, that's what it comes down to when a Terran has a decent economy. You've got to prevent them. You've just got to catch them off guard. And I certainly haven't seen her produce any Goliaths as of yet. So she's completely blind to this right now, thinking she's got it all in the bag. Excuse me, and perhaps that overconfidence might actually end up costing her. Now she's going to try and get a surround on those Dragoons. Reach is 11 o'clock Expo coming under fire, but Reach brings some reinforcements around to clean that up. So Reach is actually fighting back well in this game so far. He's getting that third Expo up, but you definitely don't want to be in a position as a Protoss player where a Terran has equal bases to you, which is what it's going to be as that Expo starts running. And remember, Tossgirl and Reach has already got his first 2 carriers out. Still no Goliaths out for Tossgirl. So this is far from over for the Mantoss.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to just basically timing here. Scouting timing versus when Reach has to make the attack, because she's going to get suspicious. She's also going to have a large enough army pretty soon to push out, and she certainly will be looking into why Reach has not done anything yet, you know, whether through Arbiters, Storm Drops, whatever. You know, she hasn't
she's seen
seen
it
many
now.
ground units. Now she's seen it, I believe. Yeah, she has gotten a scan recently, so she must have, but she now, ooh, Miss Micros, two dropships there, losing both, and now she's going to go for the ground push, like I said. I think it's probably some kind of timing with the upgrades, maybe 2-1 right now, maybe 1-1, and the Mantoss is going to have to do it. She does have a couple of Goliaths, and she's probably going to be producing a lot more Goliaths very soon. She knows it's coming, so you know this is going to be really close. Oh man, Reach absorbing a big mine there, also not good. He has a decent force of Dragoons, but this is what happened last game with Boxer. Kind of, basically, he went a little heavy on the Dragoons, I felt, and you felt too. And right now, well, I mean, Dragoons aren't bad against Goliaths, but you know, I mean, he doesn't have speed yet for his Zealots. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He's revealed his hand finally. He has about 4 or 5 carriers there, probably 4, and we're going to see this pivotal battle here play out.
Yeah, and Reach loses the shuttle. He had a Reaver in that as well, which got picked off without firing a single shot. The Goliaths are doing a good job of defending, but Tossgirl's actually losing most of her ground forces, and she's reduced to 1 siege tank and 5 Goliaths. Reach with the majority of his Dragoons still intact. Reach might pull this off here with the 4 carriers. I think Tossgirl perhaps scanned too late, and she missed her window to push. Now Reach is bearing down on her natural Expo. Tossgirl desperately trying to defend, has managed to get some vultures in front of her main, and put some Spider-Mans down. Reach with the Goliaths trying to counter. Tossgirl with the Goliaths trying to counter, but she's focusing on the interceptors and not the carriers. Reach continuing to pound away at Tossgirl. He's going to take down the turret. The turret goes down. The vultures are still in place, so Reach can't bring ground troops to reinforce. There's still 3 siege tanks in there. There aren't many Goliaths, so only 4 Goliaths, and she's continuing to fire at the interceptors and not at the carriers. Finally, she decides to focus on the carriers. 1 more Goliath gets picked up. Only 2 Goliaths left. Another Goliath comes out. She's continuing to pump those Goliaths out like crazy. Reach trying to bring in the Dragoons to support his carriers, but he's not able to get them in range. The siege tanks are just about holding, and it looks like Tossgirl's defense might just about hold. We're looking at Reach's Expo here. Tossgirl, meanwhile, has managed to get 3 vultures around the side of the back, and Reach is pulling back. Reach is pulling back with his carriers. Looks like she's just about somehow miraculously held her defense against those carriers. I really thought Reach was going to break through there.
Yeah, I mean, I think just, you know, Goliaths are very powerful, upgraded. Those carriers are not very upgraded. I don't even think they have +1 yet. And, you know, what can you say? With the Charon boosters and with a constant reinforcement line, she was able to get enough over there. That happens so often. You know, you think the person with the carriers is going to pull the victory, but then just a stream of Goliaths come out. And this is obviously because she has had 3 bases for a long time. Now Reach is going to go for the upper right, though. And the question is, does she have enough reinforcements to be able to get there quickly, especially shuttles? But Reach making a bit of a mistake here. He's losing some hit points to the turrets, and now Tossgirl, I think, correctly is pushing out with her ground force, knowing that Reach would be forced to divert backwards here. We'll see if Reach decides to just pop the command center first. I think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, Reach trying to take that command center around. Looks like on the mini-map he's now pulling away. I don't think he would have had enough time to finish that command center off. Meanwhile, Tossgirl has put an expansion out at the 5 o'clock position, but Reach has got 5 Dragoons in waiting to take that expansion down, but Tossgirl's got a massive push in the middle of the map now, heading towards Reach's natural Expo. Reach is forced to bring his carriers back. He's got about 6 carriers together now, and Tossgirl, I don't know if she has enough Goliaths here. Now Reach coming in, immediately picks off a siege tank. Tossgirl getting the second siege tank sieged, and now Reach coming in with the Goliaths, with the Dragoons from behind. Tossgirl's got even more reinforcements in the back. She's got a massive second line, and I'm not sure if Reach has enough here. Those Dragoons trying to get in range, but I don't think they're able to get in range. Off that last siege tank, one siege tank still surviving, and Tossgirl looks like she's taken out most of the Dragoons. The carriers are still in play, but those carriers just against that many Goliaths are not going to be able to do much. And Tossgirl now is putting a lot of, and Reach loses a carrier as well. This is not looking good for the Mantoss. Could he be losing his manhood to Tossgirl here?
Well, like I said, I still think this is an elaborate ploy if he loses to get busy with her later on. But right now it does look like he's in huge trouble here. This is her units are +2, +1. She is putting turrets up in the natural expansion of Reach. Could this even be a possible some sort of humiliation move? I don't know. Reach has honestly not played nearly his best this game for whatever reason there is. I gotta admit, he's not played well, not up to his manly standard. I don't know what this is because of, but right now he's in big trouble. He's probably going to lose this game. Almost no units left. He did take out the lower right, but man, the upper right really saved Tossgirl. The fact that she took Reach's down and now has been benefiting from it forever. Reach also, I really think he should have just right-clicked that command center and taken it down on the upper right. He had at least 2 minutes there just, you know, waiting and just attacking turrets. But regardless, we can't know. Looks like Reach is going to lose his natural, and I think with that, he's only up to the upper left. He can't get out of his base. I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, he's lost one of his he's lost his fleet beacon as well as one of his stargates, so no more carriers for him as well. And that carrier that popped out got picked off as well. He does have another expansion at what looks like the 9 o'clock base, the 9 o'clock main there, which I don't think Tossgirl has discovered yet, but he's really pinned back. There's so many Goliaths. When it gets to this stage and the Protoss player hasn't achieved critical mass, it becomes pretty much impossible. And anytime Reach comes out with the carriers, he just gets completely focused down on. And what he really would have needed at this point in time, if he had the resources for it, would have been some High Templar for storms on those Goliaths to support his carriers. But unfortunately, he doesn't. I don't think he even has a Templar archives, much less being able to research a storm or get those High Templar out. Right, exactly. So it does look like Tossgirl is actually going to probably be... And to be fair, I was talking to Moletrap earlier about Reach versus Tossgirl, and Moletrap was saying, well, you know, and I was going on about how Reach has been in great form. Moletrap was saying, actually, he's only won something like 2 out of his last 10 games. So, you know, this lack of skill in this game might not be as much of an aberration, or lack of high-level play by Reach might not be as much of an aberration as we feel justified to say it is. But certainly now Tossgirl heading over towards that expansion at the 11 o'clock position, Reach going back for that 1 o'clock base. Tossgirl, remember, lost her dropships and she hasn't built any back, but I think that it looked like they might be trading bases here, which will probably benefit Tossgirl because she's got control of the map and she can just put more bases down, and she's got a much larger standing army than Reach, and Reach obviously doesn't have the resources to really build up that army, and I think he's lost a lot of probes there as well, so that's going to suck for him. And it is starting to look like, at this point, a no-win situation for Reach. It is starting to look like the point of no return.
Yeah, I mean, refugee carriers, really, you need to do more damage to the Terran to make them work. And obviously, Tossgirl has not been damaged to that point at all. She's got the lower right up now, and there's no way Reach can assault that. So the game is over. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, Reach has not been playing great recently. I offer no excuses except to say there's been a lot of world events, especially in Iran. He's trying his best to bring democracy to that country. I can't tell you anymore, though, because that's all classified. But you're right. Reach has not been playing good StarCraft, and this game, unfortunately, he didn't win. But I gotta say, this is a great moment too when Tossgirl manages to get a win. I'm very happy to see this. Man, Reach looking a little bit disappointed there. I don't know what is going on here. Maybe he's just excited actually about the post-game celebration with Tossgirl. I don't know. We're gonna have to see what happens. I mean, I'm joking, of course. I don't even think they probably even hang out or anything. These pro gamers are so busy, and Reach is in the Air Force. But anyway, it looks like Tossgirl's gonna win this game for sure now.
Yeah, I can tell you one thing, Colorado. If I was in the Air Force, if I was reaching the Air Force, there is no way I would be throwing it. Can you imagine him going back to his Air Force barracks and having his Air Force buddies having to bear the jeers and taunts of his Air Force buddies for being beaten by a girl? I think NC Yellow is probably the happiest programmer on the planet right now, because people are going to stop talking about the time when Tossgirl beat Yellow and reach GG's. Reach GG's, and you can just look. Normally, I try to keep these commentaries clean and professional, but what's going to come next, guys, is going to be so filthy that I don't think they invented a rating for it yet. So turn off your microphones, it will offend you. Turn off your headsets, it will offend you.
Taken off.
But It seems to me like Reach has woken up in one of those twisted nightmares where he's gone to a hotel to meet some demure fangirl and woken up to discover himself bound hand and foot, and Tossgirl walks in with a strap-on dangling from her crotch, and it is Reach who's been forced to say, "Be gentle, please."
Wow. Okay. Well, it looks like Tossgirl certainly won this one. She was definitely the dominatrix. She was on top. She was the pitcher this game. And what can I say? I mean, Reach lost this game. It was a fun game to watch. I think basically I don't love. In fact, I really don't like that build that Reach did in the early game. I think it's kind of a half of one thing, not really of much of the other kind of build. You can't just do halfway in StarCraft. You'll always lose with a halfway build, and it was kind of a halfway build, I think. You know, going for the observers and then the reavers, and 2 gates before that. It's just like slow reavers. You know, I don't think they ever work out. Basically, I think basically you either go for a fast expand off of 1 gate, or you go for a fast attack, just straight up reavers with 1 gate followed by 2 gate. I mean, it just didn't work out. And then following that, Tossgirl had good harassment also. Good vulture harass, good drops. I mean, she really looks like she has been practicing 12 hours a day, like she said.
Yeah, well, I mean, losing that first shuttle was obviously not part of the plan for Reach, and then on top of that, I think the switch to carriers killed him, because when she went for that 1 o'clock expo, the Island Expo, Reach initially seemed to be defending it successfully. Tossgirl kept persisting with an attacks, but at one point it looked like Reach just ran out of units, and I think it was because he was making the switch to carriers that he just didn't have the units he needed to hold that expo, because otherwise I think he would have been able to hold it, and that would have probably been enough to win him the game.
Yeah, it was definitely close at certain points. I actually think carriers was a good move, to be honest, because he was at he lost his upper right. I mean, he was at 3-2 bases. You need something, you know, really. You need something.
No, I meant
just
before.
very
I meant
audacious to
before he
walk away.
lost his upper right,
Oh,
because
before
by the
that.
time the
Okay.
upper right went, yeah, by the time his upper
Oh,
right
yeah,
went
yeah,
down,
definitely.
he had 2 Stargates already
had-
built
oh, okay.
and the fleet beacon built. So I feel he invested a lot of economy, and he probably could have used that economy to put some units out, which I think would have made the difference, because I think at that crucial point was when he made the switch, and obviously when you make the switch is when you don't have the resources you need, and I think he just didn't anticipate that she would come in so gung-ho and take that expansion down.
Yeah, I think that could be possibly it too. Lots of possibilities. I think. I do think. Yeah, you're right. I mean, like it's a chicken or the egg. You know, he wouldn't have made the switch had he not felt like he was behind. I think, and I do think he felt
Fair
somewhat
enough.
behind. You know, against the Terran player who had fast expanded. He failed in his harassment. His first expansion was slower than Tossgirl's by like 3 minutes because of his weird build. And so, you know, I felt like that was partially the reason. I don't know, maybe he was trying to show off. Do you think he was trying to show off like his shuttle micro, or maybe his lack of it? Like, I don't know what he was doing, because he's built these shuttles and just totally failed with them.
And
I don't
Mrs.
know if he was trying to
Klazard
say,
is
like,
making obscene gestures in the background right now, guys.
oh,
at
she
me.
must be happy right now. Yeah.
Yeah, she's very happy. Yeah.
Because Klazard telling me about how he was trying to goad her on to doing this commentary so that, you know, oh, the girl would get owned and whatever. But looks like the guys get owned this time. But in a good way though, because it's Tossgirl, right?
Yeah, Reach. I think Reach almost. If it wasn't so painful, I think Reach would have enjoyed that.
He probably did. I think he probably did. And with that, I think we're done. I think this commentary
We're
is
done.
wrapped up. All right, man. We will finish this one up right now. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be moving on to some other ones, hopefully.